All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over some ways that you can do a preliminary remote site assessment for a residential energy audit. So the goal here is we have an energy audit that we're going to go on. We know the address of the place, and we want to do a little bit of preliminary analysis to kind of get a feel for what we're getting into, maybe a look at the surrounding area, the size of the building, square footage, that sort of thing. So first we're going to go to Google Maps. All right. So I'm going to enter the address 3310 Hermitage Road, Wilmington. This happens to be a neighborhood that I know. Okay, 3310 Hermitage Road. Okay, so there's the address. So we're going to go ahead and hide this. So if you click down here, if you're not familiar with Google Maps, you can click the satellite. Now we have a satellite image here. So now we can get a decent feel for the size of the building. Now you can go to Google Earth and you can actually measure the building, but let's take a look at the house first. So what you can actually do, if there's this little street view here, so if you grab this left click and drag, you see this blue line? So this blue line indicates everywhere where you can drop your person to get a street view. So if you drop it right there, just let go of the button. Now it was on the other side of the street. So this is our house that we're looking at. Okay, so you can zoom around and you feel free to play around with this. So now you get an even better feel. You can zoom out a little bit. Okay, you can zoom in. So you can see it's a two-story house. Let's zoom in again. All right, you can see there's other things you might notice. There's an attached garage that's underneath the house. Excuse me. You can see there's a backyard. You can even kind of see the slope of the land. It looks like it's sloping away, which is pretty good. You notice your ventilation pipes at the top. So basically this gives you an idea of, the sort of access that you have. You have your front door, so you can run your blower door there and so forth. So there's an even more in-depth analysis you can get. There's in Newcastle County, Delaware, which is where this is, Newcastle, Delaware, and then you do a parcel search, okay? And so I never can remember the website, so I just Google parcel search Newcastle County, okay? So if you click on that, this actually, any publicly available tax information, so you can see certain things like utility bills and when the house was purchased, who purchased the house, and so forth. And so if you know a parcel number, that's great. I don't know a parcel number, but I do know the street number. So I'm going to enter in a 3310, and I'll see if Hermitage, this can be a little finicky, but I'll just put in Hermitage and leave it at that, because if you start narrowing down to the city, sometimes it doesn't work out as well. So let's see if this house comes up. We just do that and we click search, and there you go, it popped right up. So there's your actual parcel number. Okay, so this is based on tax records and ownership records. Then you got your address in your city and so forth. So we'll click on the details here. So you can get all kinds of information. Again, this is publicly available. It gives you the lot size, the census tract, all kinds of stuff. So I don't want you, feel free to tool around and maybe Google your own house or look for your parcel search on your own house if you happen to be in Newcastle County. So all this stuff we don't really care too much about. This is sewer payments and tax payments, but this can help right here. So if you look at the bottom, here's some characteristics of the house. All right, so we know the year it was built, 1966, so this is something that's important for an energy audit. It gives you your square footage. Now we'll double check this. We don't, this is accurate as long as any upgrades or anything that was done to the building was submitted to the county. So if sometimes some people do, add an addition or whatever, and if they don't get the proper permits to add that addition, then if the county doesn't have a record of it, it's not going to be on here. Okay, but usually this is relatively accurate, so it would be a good idea to write that down. So the number of rooms, the number of bathrooms. So bedrooms, this helps for our ventilation requirement analysis. We can see that it has a wood finish, so we have hot air. Okay, so this could mean that it's oil, it could mean natural gas, could mean propane, we're not sure. It does have central air though. So this is helpful. Now you can also, now this is really helpful, if you look here, the building sketches. So if you click on that, this is an actual building sketch with dimensions. You notice these little dimensions here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So there's dimensions here, so you can actually get a preliminary sketch of the building, and this can be very helpful. Again, when you go on the site visit, you absolutely need to verify these dimensions because again, you cannot, you never know how accurate these are, but these should be pretty accurate. And if you look, there's some like an OPG, so there's actually a key that you can look at here. So if you click on View Legend, I don't actually know what an OPG is, so let's take a look here. So OPG is Open Porch Ground Floor, I guess. So this is a porch, okay? So it's probably not part of your condition space. Um, and what you can also, what's kind of neat, so if we kind of look here at the drawing, and then we look here, let's look at the overhead view. So now if you look at it, let's try to rotate this view a little bit. Let's go back here. So if you look here and you try to kind of match it up, so if you know this is a porch, so let's see if we can find a porch on the drawing. So it looks like that's your back porch. So that actually, you can get yourself oriented. So this looks like it's the front of the house here. That's the back of the house with the back porch. So front of the house, back porch. Okay. So this records aren't always great for every house, but this can really help you get a good idea of what you're walking into. And what I do suggest is that you create a sketch. Okay, so you have a decent building sketch. I would even put in these dimensions, put it in pencil. That way you can, adjust them as needed once you get to the audit. But this should give you a really good idea of what you're getting into, including some of the HVAC and in particular the dimensions of the building.